Hello everybody and welcome to my breakdown of the Korean Zombies Twister. I'm here with my best friend, my boy, my son, the love of my life, Bean. And we're in Bunny City. If you look around. By the way, big shout out to Leonard Garcia. Thank you very much for the props. You guys did a great job. You and Huron, you guys did a great job with the breakdown. I'm gonna do my little take on it too. But you guys did a flawless breakdown of the Twister. Alright guys, ready to go? I'm going to show you two versions of the Twister. The first version is the exact version that the Korean Zombie pulled off on Leonard Garcia. And the second version is going to be the version I think you're going to see in the future in the UFC when, that's Nurse by the way, when people are privy to it and people know how to defend it. Leonard Garcia got caught off guard. I don't think he was expecting it. And that happened to me a lot in my competition days. Guys were just giving it to me. They didn't understand what was going on. They thought I was attacking their back. They thought I was committing to the rear naked choke when, you know, you could commit to the rear naked choke, but as soon as you decide to abort, the Twister's right there. And a bunch of leg locks are right there as well, off the Twister, off the truck position from the Twister. So, first of all, the way I learned it in wrestling, in high school wrestling, and get on all fours. And the setup in high school wrestling, when you start top bottom here, you go ready, wrestle. You already got the guy's back. There's really, in wrestling, it's okay to give up your back. So that's why this move is really popular in high school wrestling. Not very many wrestlers at all do it in jiu-jitsu or in MMA. You never really see it. That was the first Twister in the UFC, but it's happened 4 other times in other small shows. But you don't really see it that much because the guys that are really good at it, the wrestlers, they only know how to get it from this position here. This top-bottom position. They stick a leg hook in. They leg ride. And this is what I used to do. This is how I learned the Twister. They leg ride here, and then they try to get under the arm here and try to bring the guy back and then pin him here. And then this is a pin. It's pinning the shoulders down. So that's really the only setup there is in wrestling. So I learned it in 9th grade wrestling. I forget who showed it to me, but there was 2 guys that did it. Jesse Barrios, I remember him. He was really good at it. He broke some dude's ribs with it before. But his buddy, I forget his name. Anybody out there? Yeah, this was 1985, Santa Ana High School. Jesse Barrios. There was only 2 other guys that did it. Jesse Barrios and this other guy. And the other guy is the one who showed it to me. And I just kept it. I thought those 2 years of wrestling, and I wrestled in 8th grade and 9th grade, I thought those 2 years of wrestling were going to be insignificant, you know, in my life. I didn't think it would ever come back in my life, but then I get into jiu-jitsu at 24, and when I got into jiu-jitsu, I'm like, man, I know the guillotine, and it's called the guillotine in wrestling, but in jiu-jitsu, Jean-Jacques and Higgin, the guillotine was the front headlock to them, so they never called it the guillotine. I always called it the guillotine. They just called it the Twister, and then finally it stuck. I didn't change nothing. To me, it was always the guillotine. But to the Brazilians, it became the Twister, then it stuck, and it made sense. There was already a guillotine, so they had to call it something else. Anyways, but it did come from my high school wrestling. So I had to figure out how to get this position from jiu-jitsu positions, you know, and jiu-jitsu positions there's some jiu-jitsu positions that don't exist in wrestling. So it became a thing that I worked on for a few years, and I finally adapted the guillotine, the wrestler's guillotine, aka the Twister. I finally adapted it to jiu-jitsu, and I just started doing it in tournaments because it looked so damn cool. I had other techniques. I was good at arm triangles. I was good at arm bars from the guard, but I was always focused on getting the Twister because it looked the coolest. And I knew that if I got a guy in the Twister in competition, people would be talking about it. It would be worth something on video. And my idea was to get a whole bunch of Twisters on tape and then put out a DVD. And that's what I did. I got a DVD called The Twister. I put it out in 2003. It's completely out of print. I got like 2 copies left. I probably, it's only because I'm lazy. I need to print up some more and make up some more, but I'm sure you could find some pirated copies on the internet. And it's a DVD with all the twisters I've done in competition. There have been so many almost twisters where I ran out of time. There's been like 20 of them where I almost got the twister, but 6-minute matches, I didn't have enough time. So I only put the ones that I actually got the tap in. And it also includes my Abu Dhabi trials matches and my match with Leonard Garcia. So anyways, in the way Korean Zombie got it, he had Leonard's back here. And this is, I could be on his back and he could be on all fours, or I could be on his back and on my back, like this. Very popular position in MMA. Not a popular move in wrestling or position. This does not exist in wrestling. So I'm here, we can commit to the back, and Leonard Garcia was doing an okay job at leg pressing. This is the defense, I call it, leg pressing. But he was kind of not that strong. He was swaying to the left and to the right. He wasn't pushing back that strong. So what the Korean Zombie did is took out one hook here and laced in and locked down his far leg. So instead of having two hooks, you have one hook nice and deep and you lock it down. Very important to lock down the leg, or figure four. That works as well. Either one. You can switch back and forth. You can figure four here, or you could lock it down. And then from here, Leonard Garcia was defending the rear naked choke, so he grabbed the wrist and pushed his wrist down, which is great for defending the rear naked choke. But then the Korean Zombie swung underneath, and it was like Leonard Garcia gave it to him. And then he went for it, and he tapped him here. You can get the tap around the neck, but it's always best right on the top of the temple. And if you can put a figure four here, this is DEFCON 4. Some guys resist here. Leonard Garcia was resisting. Very few people resist in DEFCON 4. All right? So, again, Leonard Garcia gave it to him. He was grabbing his wrist and defending the rear naked choke and holding his wrist down. And to get the twister, I have to put his right arm behind my head. So he did it on his own. And then he tapped him. In the future, when people start learning how to defend against it, it's going to look like this. It's going to have to be broken down into steps. He has a good leg press here. And again, we remove a hook and sink the other hook deeper. And I can even butterfly hook him here to lift him up to put that lockdown in. Once I'm here, he already knows I'm going to the twister. So he's going to T-Rex his arms. And what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to break it down step by step. If I want the twister, he's not going to give me the arm here. At the high levels, it's not going to happen. So what I'm going to do is this underarm is going to turn into a hook. I'm going to get up to my elbow here, and then I got to switch the hooks here. I got to fight, switch. Now I got this hook in. He's got a gable grip in. In MMA, you could just start pounding his ribs here, and that'll open it up, and we want to get here, baseball bat control. This is the goal, to get to this position here. He can't pull his arm out. You don't want to break this open and put the arm over your head right away. All right, so in order to break that grip, again, you could just pound him here, and that's going to open it up. But in no-gi grappling, there's no striking, so you have to do the bolt cutter. I'm going to take this arm, put it over the top, nice and deep, and then I bring my right elbow to my body and arch my back and break it apart. And then I get to baseball bat control. My elbow's in his, there's no way he can get his arm back here. He wants to put a grip. If I can't break that grip, I don't have the twister. I'll just start going to the legs here. Go to the calf crank here. Go to the kamikaze calf crank here. Go to the crotch ripper here. Go to the banana split here. There's a lot of different things. This is called the truck position. There's a lot. I can go to the twister, to the back, all these legs. This is the truck, like a production truck, like in the UFC. A lot of decisions to make. All these screens. What screen do I want to go to? I'm Bruce Connell over here. All right? So if I'm in the truck and I can't get the legs, my goal is to snatch that. He's going to be defending his legs here. He's going to sit up, and I'm committing to these legs. He comes up. I want to snatch this wrist, pull it back. Now I'm in baseball bat control. Remember, the goal is to make it so that he doesn't have this grip. If he has this grip, it could be a problem. It's not guaranteed that I'm going to break this grip apart. But in MMA, easy to break that grip apart. You just start pounding. You can throw elbows into his ribs and then break that apart. Now I'm in baseball bat, control, and then it's just 3 steps from here. 1, put the arm over your head. 2, I'm going to have to grab the back of his neck. He's going to defend it though at the high level. So I can control him here, and he's not going to let me. He's going to grab my wrist and push it away. So it's going to be a battle here. It's always a battle here. So it's hard. It's a hard angle to get my hand to grab his neck. So I'm going to rock him on top of me. Now he's on top of me, still control the wrist. Then as I set him back, he can defend that arm. Then the last step is putting my hands together, and he's going to be blocking this. At the high levels, we're going to see this. Katsumura in Japan pulled off a twister, and he did it against someone who knew how to defend, and there was a battle here. He's battling. So now it becomes a Wing Chun match here. He's going to grab my wrist. Look, Wing Chun, right here. He's trying to, it's just a battle. He can win 50 battles. All I got to do is win 1 battle. All I got to do is win 1. And he's done. He can control my wrist. It's very hard to control my wrist when you got some Wing Chun background. I did Jeet Kune Do for a little while, not joking. That's it's either Pop Sao or Lop Sao or one of those Saos. I don't know what it is, but he can't control me. And then the last step is here. Now the Swedish twister is even tighter and even better. Once we get to baseball bat control and we control him and he's trying to explode, we want to get here and just settle him down. He can't stop the last 3 steps. The Swedish twister is bringing his arm over, and instead of rocking him to 2 and then battling here, Wing Chun battle here, and then we finally get to 3, we go from baseball bat to 1, switch the grip here, bring this arm through, sit up, and now I got his arm pinned really low here. And this is the worst, so tight, and I could really just damage his ribs here. There's no way he's going to stop this. And then I could just grab him here and there's no resistance. It's so tight underneath here. It's way tighter than having this. He could still escape his arm here. I got some guys, Erwan Marshall's really good at escaping here. I think your finger's in the way.
No, it's not.
Okay, so we can go baseball bat 1, rock to 2, and then battle that Wing Chun battle to 3. Or we go baseball bat 1, switch the grips, bring that arm low here. He's done here. It's so tight. It's hard to tell from the camera angle, but you could destroy someone here. Their liver. He can't really defend. That's it. Big shout out again to the Korean Zombie. I heard you were in town and you wanted to get together. Let's do this. Contact me. Have your people contact my people. Let's make this happen. Again, thank you very much for the props, and thank you for going out there and actually believing and having an open mind, and an open mind to add new things to the game, man. That's what it's all about. I love you to death. See you next time.
This is the first twister submission in the history of the UFC. He's been watching Eddie Bravo's videos on YouTube for a long time, and he kept saying in practice at Korean Top Team, he's been practicing on the teammates at Korean Top Team, saying he's going to do the twister in the UFC someday, and he finally got the opportunity. Hopefully we'll get the submission of the night with that one. Hopefully. Congratulations, spectacular victory.